Hey, what's up, guys? Today's another complete anime review. Today we're doing Higurashi no Naku and Higurashi. Is it Kai? Higurashi Kai, I think. But there's a couple says, or it's all just Higurashi no Naku translated to either when the cicadas cry or when they cry. So let's get started. First off, talk about story. Story revolves around one Keiichi Maribara. Maribara is a new student to a new kid to this town called Hinamizawa. He has his own particular past and his own dark side and several things. But that is not where the true story and true mystery in this horror anime lies. It lies within a continuous sequence of deaths. At first, you're wondering, what am I talking about? Is it just people just get murdered all the time? No, the same characters get murdered continuously over and over. Well, for the people who haven't watched Higurashi yet, I'm gonna tell you what this is. So that, because when I first watched Higurashi several years ago, I watched first 4-5 episodes. I was confused when everything reset. So I stopped watching it for a good 6 months. I didn't watch after 6 months. So here, this is how it goes. It starts out very, bright. Hey, Hinamizawa is very this small country town, and then as things progress, a lot of the main characters are killed off, go insane, or die by natural causes, and it all revolves around this thing called the Cotton Drifting Festival. And there are several things that always occur in this Cotton Drift Festival. First of all, one person will die, one person will disappear. This has happened in Hinamizawa since the dam was almost constructed or was constructed. Either way, but in this particular story, two people, Miss Tomitake, I believe, and I forgot the photographer's name, but they don't really come into the story as major players until much later in the story. Anyways, that's neither here or there. After all people die, after all this shit goes down, it resets itself. But with a new main character, not new main character, new main person focusing on. It may be Keiichi, maybe Mio, or possibly Mion, or Shion, or Rika, or Soko? Yeah, either of those main characters may or may not focus on. So it's just going to reset until eventually in part 2, I believe Kai, they would tell you what exactly is going on and why these events reset. It's not like it's alternate timelines, but it has a particular purpose. By the way, the manga these days much more fleshed out and much more explained and much creepier than the anime. But I only watch anime whenever I pick up a Higurashi manga book. Like this thick a lot of times. I enjoy it, but I can't go online. I don't know where to buy these books. But I can't go online and watch and read them. I don't feel the same that way. Anyway, that's over here and there. So that's the story in a nutshell. Now let's go to characters. Well, there's Keiichi, Ryuga, Mion, Shion, Rika, and Satoko. 6 main characters who will be in every single arc. First, talk about the main character, Keiichi Maribara, the only real male in the show. Well, there's also the policeman, but he's not one of the protagonists. These 6 are. He's a typical hero, go save the girl guy. Well, not the first arc, but otherwise he's your typical hero. So he's not really much different about him. Normal appearance, I guess, with a weird vest that goes up to red, but here he looks like some sort of weird side character. Anyways, he's a decent character, not really unique or anything like that, but he's pretty decent. We go to Shion, the twin sister of Mion, twin sister of Shion. They're twins. One was kicked out. I believe Shion was the one that was kicked out of the entire. Not entire. She wasn't kicked out. She just was kind of like shunned because she was the twin sister of the first sister. So there's a giant problem there. They're both decent characters. Both your relative tsundere, especially Shion. Yeah, especially Shion. Both typical tsundere, but the one gets shunned out uniquely does not fall in love with the main character. She really falls in love with another man, but he's not in the show. But Kichi resembles him in certain ways, in certain likenesses. Then there's Rika. The cute lolly, I guess you would call her. And there seems to be Yuga is the main perv, but seems to be a lot of weird shit online about her. But her and Satoko are known as the lollies of the series, and get a lot of, and they use them for fan service every once in a while. I think the Oni-chan thing, and I find that a little weird, but do you manga plus anime manga? Do you? I like you anyways. Spoiler alert. Well, it's not really spoiler, but she is the real main character, especially in Kai. She's the main character in Kai, and you figure out how things evolve around Keiichi and her and everybody else in Kai. So make sure you stay for that. There's Satoko. Satoko is also Rika's best friend, and also she also has a very troubled past. She has an abusive uncle. Yeah, she has an abusive uncle that shows up every once in a while. Her parents died, and her brother died. These are all things you learn about fairly early on in the series. But she still keeps that strong will about her. She's also a tsundere, I guess. There are a lot of tsunderes in this show. Yes, there are a lot of tsunderes in the show. Satoko, Mio, and Shion are 3 tsunderes. Satoko, he's a funny character. Always plays pranks, and the little sister type of character. Both Rika and Satoko are both the little sister type characters, but they're both 2 different little sisters, and so that's what the real main difference between them is. I won't go in depth between their backstories all that much because that will spoil a lot of things. And if I go to one person's backstory, then it's gonna have to tie in. Then I'm gonna be forced. I'm feeling I'm forced to say what are the results of their backstory. So that's where I gave you Satoko's, because that's showed really quickly, and it's just real quick, and you'll find that you repeat it many times, even without you knowing. But they really do repeat it. The first couple of episodes, they mentioned her backstory, her parents and stuff. But that's again, the last one is Ryuga. Ryuga. Oh man, I can't remember her name, but she's she's the lolly profile I was talking about before. She's a female. She loves cute things, but she also has a sort of gullible, dark side to her, especially you see later on the show. A cool character, a very nice blend to get out of all the tsundere stuff, get more of a nicer female protagonist. And I think she's probably the best of all the other females in the show. Well, in this show there's development, but the development resets itself, so you can't really say she's most developed, because next episode she'll be back to what she was before, not even knowing what happened. So so you can't really say that. Alright, so now we go into animation. Animation was fine, but I mean it is a very old anime, so it's not up to par with all the newer stuff. It looks kind of weird and bulbous. One thing that looks kind of cool is like their scary rape faces they have. Like I can't really do it. I'm sorry for what this is not. I'm sorry. Anyways, like they have that ill, scary face when they get the cat eyes. But anyways, animation was pretty good. The gory parts, the gore is a horror anime, by the way, if you didn't if I did mention before. Anyways, so the gory parts, they done decently, but you don't really pay attention to the animation all that much when it's paying attention to what the fuck is actually going down. It doesn't matter if the animation looks good or bad, right? You just noticing what is going on. You're like deducing everything in your mind. Like if you play everything that happened before and come to your own clues of why this and this happened, even though it shows you why it happened, it tells you. You just gotta make sure in your own mind. It's just fine. I can't really say much about it. But as for its time, it was pretty good. It was, especially for its time and genre and length, it was pretty good. I mean, especially for its time. The manga, to me, looks much better than the anime. Like, usually reversed a lot of times, where the anime is much better than the manga, for example, Hunter x Hunter. But in this one, the manga looks much more fluid and much better. Better mysteries, by the way. I would say go watch the anime and read the manga. Yeah, I got on the manga soon, but I really do need to watch that. Anyways, next would be sound. There is the opening, ending, and the in series sound, like the background music, like the like you see in battle animes where they get like dun 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 dun, some shit like that. Anyways, okay, for the opening songs, plural. Anyways, the opening song were very creepy. They were good, creepy, and they made perfect sense for what the anime was. They fit the anime marvelous, and especially the first opening is very memorable. It goes, "Hadi, okay, it's very memorable. Where especially if you watch at night, the opening itself will just creep you the fuck out. You're like, is that me on? She on? Who's there? Anyways, it's very creepy and very fitting of the anime itself. The endings are not memorable at all. For the life of me, I cannot remember the ending, and I have watched the endings before because, like, I like to watch endings every once in a while to get a sense of the show itself, because it gives you more of a sense of it if you watch both the opening of the show and the ending. Opening, show, ending, right here. It gives you much more sense of the show, but again, not memorable, not really anything to brag home about in terms of ending. The in-series sound, now that it was good. Nah, I can't really say it was that good. It was good on some parts. It didn't have a lot of in-series sound. I think most of it had the same amount as the game. I never explained that. Okay, it's an anime, a game, and a manga. So check that out. It's anime, game, manga. They all have different fleshed out more stories. Like everything's least fleshed out. Then be the manga, then be the anime, post the game. But most people prefer the manga over the game. And well, I guess the sound was only memorable during the more hard parts, but there wasn't much sound. Maybe it is because I don't. My memories, I don't remember any sound going with this stuff. Maybe during the more hard parts, like, where you hear something back and pick up like, it probably wasn't that song just hummed right now, but it's probably something that like this. The sound, I'd say overall it was good. Opening's very good, endings very memorable, and very few in series sound, but in series music. The voice acting, it was for the dub version of it. It was good. For the sub version, it made more sense for the sub version. I usually watch it in dub because that's what I'm used to. I don't. If I've ever seen something before, like I've watched Higurashi 3 times, and all of them were dubs except for Kai, which is actually only in sub. But for the sub version, it's much more. It sounds much more creepier and get the full effect of it all with the sub version. But both versions are very good. It's like you watch the English dub version, it's gonna be shit. People have a natural bias against English dub version. I don't know why. I was wondering in Japan, do they dislike the Japanese dub version? Do they like put it on English and then put their own subtitles under it? Always wondered that, but I doubt it, because I mean, why would they just dislike their own language? But anyways, it sounds pretty good. For overall ranking of the show, okay, characters were good, animation fine, sound fine. So animation, sound, story. There we go. Story, great story, great story. So I'd say it was a. Getting was my head. I'd say what the great, good, fine, fine. It'll probably be about a 8. Yeah, I give it a flat 8 and a recommendation for everybody. I think if you enjoy things like this, it's very enjoyable. You get a lot much out of it. It's not just a harem. It's not just school slice of life bullcrap. It's not, I'm not saying slice of life of bullcrap. I like slice of life, especially like the good slice of life, like Clannad, good slice of life. That's very good. I did a review on that, but I deleted it for the back part of the video. I just got a new camera. I might do a new one of those. But anyways, I'd say it'd be probably 8 and 8. I really do enjoy it. Many people can enjoy it. It's very enjoyable across a wide variety of areas. Females can easily enjoy it. Men can easily enjoy it. Adults can easily enjoy it. Kids, they can enjoy it, because like especially in Japan, they don't censor things as much. But anyways, so yeah, if you want something kind of like Higurashi, there's uncensored na koroni when the seagulls cry, I believe it translates to. It's kind of a third part to the entire story, but it takes place in the universe of Higurashi, and it is connected to Higurashi in a way, but it does not. The cast is different, everything's different about it. The story is different, so I'd recommend that as a separate anime, and another is decent, and I'd say you should watch it. It's a quick 13-episode anime. This one's 50 episodes. I'd watch. If I was you, I'd watch another than Higurashi, because you kind of like ease yourself into it. Because another is not as gory, it's not as good as Higurashi, but it's decent. So you could like slide yourself in there, like another bad Higurashi. So that's what I would do. I'd watch another then Higurashi. I wasn't reviewing another, but it's just alright. So I didn't want to do it. Anyways, so Higurashi, I'd recommend that to anybody. And Umineko, another if you look for some more horror stuff. So did you remember to like, comment, subscribe, and tell me your thoughts about Higurashi. Will you be checking this out? Will you be looking at the manga, the game, Umineko, or another? So I'll see you guys next time on another episode from Dawn Scale. And